Well, well, happy Pi Day. Once again, every year. It's Pi Day again. I got audio confirmation. Unmuting desktop audio. The speaker bot can be heard. And once speaker bot chimes in with its messages, then I'll take that off repeat. What do you mean Pi Day, Doug? Yeah, it's Pi Day. Didn't you know that? Pi Day celebration. Pi Day annual celebration. Mathematical constant pi. Since 3, 1, and 4 are the first three significant figures of pi, then it was first celebrated in the United States. I will get to chat in a moment. It was founded in 1988 by Larry Shaw, an employee of San Francisco Science Museum, the Exploratorium. Down here, there's also credit 1988 for NASA, and it is technically a humorous holiday. All right, there we go. What do you want me to see in chat? Is it about the icons issue? I saw that. This is, let's see, who put in the speaker bot for look at chat? Oh, hi everyone, what's up? Tim? No, Tim, that's not okay. That's not okay to make me look at chat just for you to say hi. Not okay. I meant to say speak, not read chat. Okay, so you should have done !D. All right, understood. Mistake, Amundo happens. Now let's see, what was I going to go to now? You got me all thrown out of my realm. He says he didn't mean to make it a D. Oh, I didn't mean to make it a D. It should have been a D, or actually better, it should have been actually just saying hello without a speaker bot at all for that. Okay, I'm turning off the repeat text messages for speaker bot and then go to stream comments. Dennis, 22 hours ago. Thank you for acknowledging that, Tim. Watching back the stream 4 minutes after you stopped, there's no chat. Yeah, chat doesn't, YouTube has to process the chat. Now, the interesting thing here, I've noticed that Carrie Holzman's chats get processed quicker than mine do. I think. I would be very interested for someone to test this, meaning after my stream is over, refresh the stream or go back to my channel and launch the stream. You should see chat's not available. How many hours is it before it becomes available? I know within 24 hours it becomes available, but I think like maybe even 8 hours it's still not available on my channel, but I think Carrie's becomes available, I'm not sure, 4, 5, 6 hours after he's done, maybe sooner. I think he gets priority handling because he's a much larger channel. If somebody is interested in investigating that, if you're curious, I'd like
here today
to know the answer. I see you, Dennis. Probably still processing the video. That was correct. And his first note, daylight savings time start dates for USA and other places in the world vary from year to year, usually occurs on Sundays. Yes, I was aware of that. Europe's start date this year is also Easter Sunday, so they vary apparently. Note number 2, at 1551 you display Little Beast. That baby beast, that's an activated nightlight on the display, nightlight turned off at 22:32. Yes, somebody pointed that out in chat and got me to the correct solution for that. So that's saying the same thing that we found in the video. Note number 3, no Windows Update problems for Dennis, knock on wood, on 3 different PCs. And that's in relation to the conversation we had about some computers out there, including Nick has given us an update on that today. That there was some computers had that problem with icons. We'll get into a little bit more about that. Note number 4, in relation to something I was asking about yesterday.
I have seen Carrie's chat come in an hour or less. You have to have 35 years experience.
Chris says, I've seen Carrie's chat come in an hour or less. Okay, you have to have 35 years. I have 35 years experience. In fact, we have compared notes and have determined that I've been doing this a little bit longer than Carrie, but not YouTube. Experience in tech, in computer tech, is different than experience in YouTube. But I don't think it's the number of years either. I think it's the size of his channel. But his note number 4, Hexona simulcasting to YouTube and Twitch. My question there was, how did Hexona acknowledge Ghetto in her chat when I didn't see any chat messages from Josh? And it's because she's simulcasting to YouTube and Twitch. I kind of had a suspicion of that and didn't vocalize that yesterday. That was vaguely on my mind. And so that made total sense. Thank you, Dennis. We're going to get more into those icons in a little bit. But first, I'm going to follow through on more channel comments. Chris Garrett, the replay was a little laggy. I heard the chatbot complaining there was a problem. Right now, I have 0 drop frames. We were having some stream issues yesterday with drop frames and the refresh circle buffering. And I said that if you watch in replay, you won't have the refresh buffering. Well, that's what I meant to say. But you do still see some stuttering, which he refers to as little laggy, because there are still some dropped frames that never arrived at YouTube's site. So when you watch those in replay, and he was saying when he heard the chat bot complaining, there was a problem. Somebody gave a speaker bot about complaining about the stream, and he says at that point you can see some stuttering. I'm calling it stuttering from the missed frames. So let's see, did I do the thumbs up and heart for Dennis? Yes, I did. There's Chris. Kerry Holzman with a comment 19 hours ago. To fix the icon images in Windows 11, try this. Now, Kerry's talking about a completely different issue here. He's not talking about the issue that we were discussing yesterday. That might have been what triggered him to put in this comment, because, you know, maybe he just saw certain portions and didn't have the full context of the subject that we were discussing yesterday. So I'll review the subject we were discussing yesterday. Some computers, particularly Nick Poverman, was reporting that after a Windows update, sometime after, not close enough that he was convinced that it was a Windows update, but some of his pinned icons down here on the taskbar at the bottom, 4 of them, I think it was, changed to a generic icon. It wasn't a problem with icons on his desktop. It wasn't a problem with icons in his folders, which is what Kerry's talking about here, but it was just on the taskbar. And Gary Weisenberger reported that some of the people in his office were reporting the problem, that they had reported it to Microsoft, and it seems like it was related to Update Tuesday's update. Nick has since uninstalled that update, and that did not fix his icons. We'll get into Nick's comments in the chat in a little bit. But first, since I'm here on Kerry's comment, I'm going to spend a little time with this because he brings up an interesting subject here. He brings up a subject where I find there are some anomalies in Windows that are interesting, and in simply showing these, I think some of you are going to discover some things you didn't know you could do in Windows File Explorer. So it says Open File Explorer, select the 3-dot menu at the top of the window, then go to Options, View, make sure Always Show Icons, Never Thumbnails is deselected. So if you're deselecting Always Shows Icons, then you're saying that you want to see thumbnails. But there's some anomalies about how that happens. That's what I'm going to point out. Having this option enabled will turn off thumbnails and replace them with generic file type icons. Generic file type, meaning icons related to the type of the file. Now this is not the file icons that we were discussing yesterday. But with that said, I'm going to come over here. I've done some setup for this. I have a folder here. It's in my OneDrive. It's in a OneDrive folder, and I have 3 shortcuts to folders that are stored in other locations. Each of these folders, I'll go into this one, contain the same files. So I'm going to be able to demonstrate how the thumbnails versus icons shows with these different types of folders. This one is in the Documents folder, the regular Users Profile Documents folder. This one is in a non-profile folder, and this one is in the Pictures folder. That does different things. Now, Nick, I see you're saying that you did what Kerry says here. Yeah, that would do nothing because it's completely unrelated. Now, what he's saying here, if I go into the thumbnails test folder, this is in my OneDrive folder, we do see thumbnails. See this file type here of the document? It's showing what's contained in that document. This one with the DOC, it's showing a thumbnail image of what's contained in there. For picture file, JPEG, it's showing that. For this a website, it doesn't show any thumbnails. So we see different things about how thumbnails are showing up. This one with an Excel is not showing the thumbnail of that Excel worksheet. So different ways that it shows up here. Now, if I go to the three-dot menu, go to, let's see, he said it was, he said, no, options. Three-dot options, and then get to view, and then always show icons, never thumbnails. So when I click on this and click apply, we'll see these icons change. Should see them change, but look there, they did not. In this case. Now, if I go back, I'll click this left arrow up here in the upper left. This doesn't go to the parent folder. This one, this up arrow would go to the parent folder, meaning this 2024314. If I click the back arrow, it goes to the previous folder that I was at, which happens to be that 314 folder, just coincidentally. Now, if I go to the Documents folder, I'll right-click and open in a new tab. That brings it up here on a new tab in File Explorer. This is something that was added, I'm not sure how long ago, but File Explorer didn't used to do tabs. Now, so here I'm in a subfolder of Documents. Now, my Documents is also a OneDrive folder, but this works a little bit differently. So if I go three-dot menu, Options, and View, and then this one for always show icons. Right now I'm seeing icons. If I turn that off, and then click apply, those change to thumbnails. Yes, that's what we would expect. Now I'm going to go back. Oh, the left arrow isn't available now because on this tab, I haven't been to a previous folder. So I'll click on this file folder tab at the top and then go to my next one. Right click and open tab in new window or new tab and see how it reacts here. This reacts differently with documents and pictures and text files in these different folder types. Now changing let's see, where is it? Folder to, no, that's not the one I want. Okay, there's another place here that I'll get to that in a minute. So here we have always show icons as not selected, never thumbnails. I'm not seeing thumbnails. I should be seeing thumbnails now. Put this on where it should change from thumbnails to icons. And what happened? How did the folder go empty? Wait, what? No, that's not what's supposed to happen. No. That's not what's supposed to happen. I'm in the setup. This is in a non-profile folder. Let's go back to this again. Open a new tab. There's the documents, but here they're gone. This is the same folder. This is the same folder. This is a different anomaly than I was expecting to show you, but it's not right. This just isn't right. Okay, come over here to view and remove that check mark. Do I get my files back? I do not. Oh, there they are. Now they come up. You're not seeing them because of the file type. I disagree with that. These are all different file types in here. No, you're not right about that. Okay, that was just weird. So basically my point is there are some anomalies about how this works. Now, another piece. Let's go to
Read chat, please.
Read chat, please. Ran Israel. Try refresh. Okay, let me come back here and read and try that sequence over again, because that's not even the sequence, the weird thing that I was trying to show. Always show file icons and click apply. That's when those disappeared. So those have disappeared. Now, okay, when I clicked OK and got out of there, they came back. That was a weird sequence. I don't want to go down that further. Then we'll come back here and do this. If I right click on this folder here, and do properties and then customize. When I get to customize, you can change between pictures, documents, music, videos, and general items. I have spent some time experimenting with these. They do not work the way they should work based upon what folder path you're in. They behave differently based upon whether you are starting out in a documents profile folder, a pictures profile folder, or a non-profile folder. I can't go through all of those right now because it takes way too long to get through to them. So that is the basics of that anomaly. Now I know you guys, some of you are going to be saying some things that you think are solutions for that, and I'm telling you they're probably not. Because I've spent more time on that than I'm willing to spend right now. Now, let me get back to channel comments. That's just the tip of the iceberg. If you haven't spent time on that, you aren't qualified to give me an answer on it. Sorry, just no. Open File Explorer 3. Yeah, so we went through that. So I actually took you further down that road than what Carrie was pointing out. Then Carrie has another comment. The PC. Oh, okay. I'll give a disclaimer here. Some aspects of this dramatic presentation may have been embellished for the purpose of dramatization or entertainment value, and embellishments may not accurately reflect the opinion or the intent of the author. Okay. I'm going to play with this a little bit. The PC you saw in my video is not a height case. I've never used that brand. It is not Project Zero. That case is Gamdius NISO P1, and the build video is here if you're curious how it goes together. Now, I know that wasn't the tone that Carrie intended. I just had a little fun with it because of the all caps in some places. I did go spend some time looking at that video, and let's see, I've got that somewhere, didn't I? Yeah, here. That's a big looking case. And I was thinking, man, how's that case compare in size to Big Beast Build? I know I can go check. I know how to go find the dimensions, but I wasn't interested enough to go spend the time looking at the dimensions. If somebody's interested in doing that, go ahead and do that and let me know the results. But here's the cooler fan that I was commenting about that it was visible from the front because he made that his streaming computer. So thank you for that, Carrie. That's a real beautiful looking case. I did not go look more to see how it's put together because, no, I'm not a builder. I'm not really interested in that. Didn't have the time. But thank you for informing me about that. Okay, then I have some things that I've lined up in on my emails. The first one was that thing from Carrie. Oh, yesterday I said that Tim Cruz had requested a particular video for the trailer, and I tried to do that, but I got my worst copyright issue from that, and I'm going to go show a little bit about that. The worst copyright issue I have had yet. So here we go. It was Roy Orbison with In Dreams is the one that he requested, and there's also did You Got It. Let's zoom this down a little bit. And they were blocked. These two are completely blocked. This video contains copyrighted material. As a result, it has been blocked worldwide. Nobody can watch it. And all the other trailers that I have partially blocked is about all that I ever had. I don't think I've ever come across this completely blocked. And YouTube sent me an email for each of those. Copyrighted content detected in your video trailer, Roy Orbison in Dreams. As a result, your video has been blocked and can no longer be played on YouTube. This is not a copyright strike and does not affect your channel. So these things that I play in my trailers, since they're in the trailers, they're not actually in the show. My show is still monetized. But the trailers, I always create them as unlisted, and I'm not attempting to monetize them. And almost all the ones that are music are somehow partially blocked. There's a few of them that I've been able to monetize or allows me to, but I don't. But anyway, this one, the one it's blocked globally. So that's why I didn't do the trailer that you requested, Tim. That is all that I have for emails. So now I'm going to come to chat. I'll go start at the bottom of chat first and look and see. Yeah, okay. I'm going to, there wasn't anything that I needed to jump on right away. So John Williams, Rick Lakes, Mike Wojcik, Alice, Carl J., Nick Pulverman, nice trader with a song from a fellow New Jersey guy like myself. And that one this morning was the, let's see, what am I going to, if I go to history, and any of you who actually played the trader, if you go to your history, you'll be able to see that. Let's come over this way to get to my history. And then I'm not going to play it, but just see what that was. Oh yeah, it was the School of Rock performs You Give Love a Bad Name. That's what it was. And let's come back here and chat. Alice says, nice song, 66 Degrees for Nick Poverman, Ran Israel, Chris Garrett. Nice cover. Do they also cover Blaze of Glory? I don't know offhand. You could go to that channel. If you go to the actual trailer, if you go to your history and actually play the trailer itself, then look in the description. There should be a link to that channel in there. The icons came back. Oh, Nick is telling us the icons came back around 2 p.m. He's referring to the pinned icons at the bottom of the taskbar. They changed from the generic icon to the icons that they're supposed to be around 2 p.m. Eastern time. Rand says, I already checked. They do. Oh, they do. They have a cover for Blaze of Glory. Oh, cool. Nice, quick work on that. Thank you. Nick Poverman, the icons came back around 2 p.m. Eastern yesterday, but this morning they were back to the same issue, the generic icons pinned to the taskbar. Other people at work are having the same issue. And of course, in Gary's office, they're having the same issue. Uninstalling the updates did not do anything to fix this. That was interesting. Thanks for letting me know that. So there's some weird side effect. Now, on the subject of side effects, that's what I was trying to show with showing those icons in the folders. There's some anomalies. They don't work the way that you would expect them to. And I don't think I really dig deep enough into that to really make the point. But the point that I want to put out there is that there are unintended consequences of the features and the fixes that Microsoft does. It looks to me like likely that this last Tuesday update, since a lot of people have had problems since the last Tuesday update, has caused this side effect. Sometimes uninstalling the update will undo that side effect, but not always, as in this case. But because there is enough problems with it that, for instance, Gary Weisenberger's company has a large enough problem that they've reported to Microsoft, likelihood is Microsoft will fix it. Could you find a fix for it by tinkering around? Maybe, but I don't think that's time well spent, frankly, because those icons are still pinned to your taskbar. You can still launch them. You know what they are. Is it really causing you work performance problems by not having the right icons displayed on the taskbar? My recommendation is don't worry about it. Give it some time. Don't waste your time trying to fix it. Greetings all. Selden Ball, Rick Lakes. At some point, Microsoft will get it taken care of. A little patience is needed, right? I know. I just want to give Doug an update. Yeah, and thank you for the update. Absolutely, because we want to see those kind of things. Nick Poverman with Pi. Oops, I meant to say to speak. I'm going to have to return that call later. Speaker bot. Let's see, we already talked about that stuff. Nick Poverman, maybe because Carrie has more subscribers, like you said. I believe that is the case. And I believe I noticed that change happened to his channel sometime within the last year, where it used to take almost a day for his chat message to become available. Now, something else about chat messages. If you start watching a live stream, I discovered this from Ken Stout, because sometimes I'll start the Ken Stout live show on one of my devices, but I pause it because I'm doing other things. And then I'll play again, and by the time I finish watching the live stream, his stream is long over with. But the chat is still there as long as you don't refresh the screen. So if you pause a live stream, and you could try this on my live stream today, just before the end, you could pause it and then just let it sit there, and this chat will stay there, as far as I can tell, forever, until something happens that causes the screen to refresh. So you can keep chat live after the live stream is over, as long as you don't let your stream, your video end. Now, even if it gets all the way to the end, even if I end the stream, if you click on the timeline quick enough before your YouTube has gone on to another page, you'll still have the chat there. So that's another anomaly that I have seen with YouTube chat, and I do that often. So 35 years experience. Client getting WHEA uncorrectable error on a Win 10 a fun time. From Greg M. Client getting a WHEA. That's a I believe that's a blue screen error, right? Uncorrectable error on Windows 10 a fun time. I'm not sure what fun time was intended to see. Okay, move on. Is it reproducible? Can you make it happen? If you can make it happen, then it's easier to troubleshoot it and track it down. If it's a once in a blue moon thing, then I don't pursue troubleshooting. But you're saying getting, that implies to me that it is happening repeatedly. Be checking for driver issues, memory storage drive issues. When does it happen? How does he make it happen again, he or she? Looking down to see more Greg M. Icon issues is one thing, possible WIA issues is another. Icon issue, WIA issues, that's not going to be icons. You're having blue screen crashes, right? Yep, they took a servicing stack update Monday and Tuesday patch. That's all I got from Greg on that. I did what Carrie says here, did nothing. Yeah, it was not going to work. Try refresh. That's when I was doing the file explorer things. I believe you're not seeing them because of the file type. Not convinced about that. This is why it's very important to keep all your file types categorized on the same types of pictures. Should be pictures, documents should be documents, and so on that way. Yeah, you're not getting the depth of the anomaly I was trying to show. The icons will show correctly. Greg M. to Nick, not yet a system file checker. Scan now resulted in Windows resource protection. Could not perform the requested operation. Can't get the computer to reboot into safe mode remotely. I can do that with LogMe and Rescue, but it's safe mode with networking in order for me to keep my remote capability. Has not yet done an SFC scan now, or not yet. Let's see, to Nick. What did Nick say? Did you check the drivers? Hasn't checked the drivers yet. Letting us know that a system file checker scan now resulted in Windows resource protection. I would suspect that has to do with having, what was the system file protections, threat protection, ransomware, current threats, virus and threat. Where is that at? Account protection, that thing where you can have extra system file protections. Virus and threat protection, ransomware protection, managed. Is it in here? controlled folders. Yeah, this controlled folders access. Make sure you have that turned off for doing, I think. I don't know for sure that that would interfere with it, but that's what Windows Resource Protection sounds like. That might be an issue. Can't get the computer reboot into safe mode remotely. When you mix different file types in one folder, get goofy results. You should be able to mix different file types in one folder. Just because they have pictures and documents having specific folders, that doesn't mean you have to use them in those folders. Alice tried the startup sound method. That did not work. Not sure what the problem is. So she's saying that she did what we talked about yesterday in Control Panel. She's on Windows 10, but it's the same when you get to the sound applet, sound. She went here to this check mark, and that does not enable her to get the startup sound. Now, how about, I think if you come down here, doesn't have a Windows startup sound listed in here that you can test it. Windows. Any of these, you should be able to click on them and test and see if these sounds actually play when you ask for them to play. Is there a Windows startup sound in here? It seems to me that in prior versions of Windows there was. I'm trying to read these at the same time that I'm talking. Doesn't work well. Yeah, I didn't see a Windows startup sound there. It should be in this Windows section. All right, coming back to chat. Sound, Randa Alice, sound instead should still work. Try logon sound instead, should still work. Is there a logon sound? There's nothing called logon sound. And of course, this is in Windows 11. Yeah, not seeing that. Alice is going to try that. It might be there in Windows 10. Copyright stuff sounds interesting that you found a way by making a trailer unlisted, if I remember correctly, the terminology versus monetization, which I guess would be a violation. Now, I could make them public. The reason why I do it unlisted, that has nothing to do with the copyright issue. The reason I make it unlisted, I don't want it to be public because I don't want the algorithm to start thinking that my channel is about music. That's why. Unlisted, I think that video will stay out of the algorithm because the algorithm is not going to suggest an unlisted video to anybody because it's unlisted. So it's not going to impact the algorithm and confuse YouTube about what is the topic of my channel. That's why I make them unlisted. And I can make them unlisted and monetized because still, I think, because that would mean if people watch them, then I'll get monetization for them. If I made them somehow that they would be discoverable or show up in Google search results, if Google search results, any place that a link is posted to an unlisted video, that will work. The only thing that public does is that makes them publicly available in the YouTube interface and get suggested to people. We don't talk like that in New Jersey. That is tourists, also known as the Bennies, who talk like that. Did I try to impersonate New Jersey accent? I thought about trying that. I don't think I tried it. In Israel already checked. Yeah, that was on that, about that music video. In strict legal sense, you're trying to earn money potentially on material that's been copyrighted. I hope I'm seeing this concept correctly. Well, I am allowed to make money on some copyrighted videos. Let's go see if I can find one of those. Partially blocked. Let's see, this is partially blocked. This video contains copyrighted material, ineligible. Yeah, so I do have some trailers that, here, this one. You are eligible to share ad revenue with other copyright owners by turning on monetization. And that's the School of Rock. That was that video from this morning. I could turn on monetization and get some money from them. I didn't. I'm not sure if I've taken that approach on all of them, but yeah, some of them are ineligible, some of them I am eligible, and some of them are totally blocked. Different mileage may vary. This icon issues is one thing, where WIA issues is another. Yeah, those are totally separate subjects, I think. Greg M., this problem you're describing sounds interesting. It occurred right after the update, if I'm understanding correctly. I am over time right now. I did not check to see if anybody has something that I can redirect to, so I'm checking first. Ken Stout. No, he's not going to. I don't think currently he's having other issues he's dealing with currently, so he doesn't have anything. Does Carrie have a show? Nope, no show. No. I'm not saying he's a no-show. I'm saying he has no show scheduled. I'm going to scan through a little bit to see if there's anything else I want to catch.
Your mileage may vary. Offer not good in all 50 states.
Thank you, Jim. One Dog's just really convinced that he's got information for me. Came back yesterday, did not make any changes. They came back to the problem. Yeah. We had the problem Microsoft wanted us to send in about that directory to them. Information not in. Yeah, send information about that. Yeah, so Microsoft is asking for information from Gary's company about that. Nick has a ticket open with Microsoft. Nick, I'm curious, why do you care? Does it impact workflow somehow? Roy Orbison catalog is owned by SME. They do not share. I was suspecting that. I was thinking, why is Roy Orbison's product protected so much more aggressively? So it's apparently SME, whoever that is. None of the sounds work. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to go take a closer look at that. And so none of these sounds, she can't test any of them. Now, what could be causing that? There's system sounds. I'm thinking that none of your system sounds are working. Isn't that what she said? None of the sound things work. None of these sound things work, but she can play YouTube videos. There's a place to adjust different kinds of sounds. Here, system sounds. This is Windows 11, of course, but Windows 10, there's a different place. And if I had my virtual computers up and running that I could go jump over into Windows 10, we could show where system sounds is. Because you could have system sounds turned down and still be able to hear things that play through your browser or through other things. Now, I just turned that down. Is there an apply button? No, there's no apply button. Now, if I go over to system sounds, will they not play? I've got to get back to control panel. Yep, I'm digging deeper into this even though I'm over time. Get over it. Does this prevent my system sounds from playing? Here we go, test. No, I still heard it. So that didn't do it. Could there be something else in here? Just make sure you have everything turned up to maximum volume when you find that correct location for dealing with volume. Look for a volume mixer. And I think even in Windows 10, right click on the speaker, and I think you'll have volume mixer. And that should get to it. You might have to expand a section. You might have to have one of these down arrows at some section heading and expand it. Users say without the icons on the taskbar, they can't work. Well, the icons are there. They're just generic. They're not showing the correct icons. Can they not float their mouse over it and get that little pop-up message that tells them what it is? But I think what Gary is saying is really saying here is users say without icons on the taskbar, they can't work. So they're going to sit at their desk not working because, yeah, he says, we're talking about end users. Yeah, LOL. Yeah, if you don't give me a computer that has the icons visible and showing so that I can launch the programs, then I can't work. And it's your fault that I have to sit here not working. It's not my fault. Oh, you want me to float the mouse down here and see the bubble pop up? Well, you got to send me to a training class for that. So until you schedule the training class, create a training class for that, send me to the training, then no, I can't work.
Normals are so frustrating.
Gary says, I will delete the payroll icon.
System sounds volume may be low in volume mixer.
Yeah, I turned mine all the way down and those still played. Training class with catered lunch provided. Of course, it has to be a catered lunch. All right. Have a great Thursday, everybody who does not have the icon problem. Those of you who have the icon problem and won't pull yourself up by the bootstraps and click on the right icon. Anyway, I am not wishing you a happy Thursday. No, not going to do it. Stop streaming right now.